wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so Lauren LaRose is filling in. And we got some special guests joining us this morning.
Yes, indeed.
We have TI and the brother Young Dro. Welcome, fellas.
Hey. What's up?
How y'all feeling this morning, man?
Good.
I'm blessed.
We know you
We
blessed.
know.
We know. We know.
Blessed.
First and foremost, congratulations.
Man, thank you.
How does it feel? I heard that you're not really taking any shows anymore.
Well,
That the
why
jingle-
that got to be the first thing? You
I'm
know?
saying congratulations.
Well, thank
that's
you. I
all.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Because that's our show. That's actually our show. That's our show. Yeah, our Atlanta
so,
show.
Yeah, you would the Jingle Balls. You would have a show called Jingle Balls. You talking about, yeah, that's my show. I named it.
No. That's
I'm just playing.
our
I'm
hard
just
show.
playing.
That's
I'm
our
just
hard show
playing.
that we doing in Atlanta.
But yeah, I'm excited about it, man. You know, it's gonna be a dope show. And you know, I still have other performances, stuff that I agreed to when I felt like I needed to do it.
With
you know
PSE or just?
yeah, and I still, you know what I'm saying, the PSE, you know what I'm saying, they gonna get like probably 3-4, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 of them, like, all right, come on, y'all, let's do it, you know, like one air quarter.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just joking, man. I'm just joking. But I'm for real.
Man, that nigga ain't lying.
I'm sitting over here looking at him like, you doing this to me? Are you doing this to me?
Don't worry about it, man. Plenty of room on the yacht, man. Plenty of room on the
You know,
yacht.
I was always told retirement is not an age, it's an income. And we heard you say that this solo album gonna be your last album.
Yeah.
Like MB just said, you said it's gonna be your last show.
Yeah,
Last
but,
paid
but
show.
Look, now, that don't mean that I'm not gonna still work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are other things that I'm doing. I'm still writing, producing, directing films. And I'm working on my third one. We're about to start. Actually, by the time this airs, I'll probably be filming. It's called Situationships, a romantic comedy based in Atlanta. Log line is Looking for Love in Atlanta. Good luck. And I'm excited about that. It's the first film that I'll be directing and starring in. Myself, Terrence J, Brittany Hall, Dominique Perry. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got, you know what I'm saying, other things that we doing. I'm probably finna shoot my special end of the year.
But you know, for that movie, we have somebody that might want to be a part of it, trying to find some love in the world.
Who is that?
Well, it's not me because I'm married 23
That'd be
years.
a reality show. That wouldn't be a
Yeah, I'm
movie.
just wondering, who you talking about?
This young lady over here,
Why we always got it?
we call her LL Cool Bay.
She
She always alone in her room, staring at the wall.
Come on, man.
That was your best joke. You've been sitting on that one.
No, not
I ain't heard that
You
one.
practice that.
Yeah, he was waiting because I ain't even heard that one.
One thing
I
about
don't think
it.
I'm looking in Atlanta though.
Yeah, whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
Whoa, discrimination much?
No,
You sound like what Trump just said about Detroit.
I have
Jesus
some. No, I
Christ,
have some homegirls down there that have had really bad experiences. It's a little
Really bad experience?
yeah. It's been a little trauma in the group chat. So I think I'm.
Yeah, it's probably
Probably them.
You do attract with the energy you
I
distribute.
tell her that all the time.
First of all, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the homegirls in the group
But you're
chat.
talking about how their experitions are influencing your decisions.
For
though.
sure. I think
So you're
that,
talking about you essentially.
Yes,
well,
you are.
I attract great things.
You do.
Ish.
All right. Well,
Ish.
why would that change if you took that same energy to Atlanta?
Well, from what I hear in Atlanta, I think the ratio makes it where like
Objection. Hearsay.
I just hear a lot about that ratio and how kind of the guys got a lot going on. You got it's a lot down there, and everybody wants to deal with successful and these amazing black men. But if they dating 50 people and don't want to settle with one, like the dating never gets nowhere.
As long as you got the whip appeal, you be
Oh
good.
my goodness. I don't think we can say that. We can't say
Yeah,
that.
you can.
Okay.
That's babyface.
That's babyface.
Yeah.
She too young.
She don't even know what that is.
No.
Babyface Ray. Babyface from the D.
Babyface Ray is crazy.
Wait a minute, Spotify. Where's Whip Appeal by Babyface Ray?
That was not that funny.
Yeah, but I think it's somebody down there in Atlanta, because it's probably a dude down there right now who like, man, all these girls want the same thing. Yeah, everybody want to be seen with somebody in Cartier glasses and hopping out of Maybach.
What's wrong with Cartier glasses?
I'm just saying, but but that's the kind of guy she's saying she's trying to avoid.
She's trying to avoid me?
A little bit.
It's just, I think it's just certain. I think the lifestyle in Atlanta, although it's really, really fun, you have a good time, I think that kind of plays a part of it too. Is like eventually we get like, and I'm outside, I go outside, I'm around, but you get tired of like every single time we go out, we gotta be in the club, we gotta be with the hookah and the drinks.
That's when she tired of this.
I do that every weekend.
No, I don't. Not every weekend. If I'm dating somebody, I want to do things other than that. And a lot of the people this is another conversation in the group chat. A lot of my homegirls feel like in Atlanta, that's all the dates are. And it's fun in the beginning, but then you want to really dig deeper.
You ain't gotta always go to the club and do hookah.
No.
You can go to Etheridge. You can go over on Bankhead.
There are many traps to
You
travel.
can go,
So
you
they
go to Herndon
got us
Hall.
around the wrong guys.
Kirkwood, you know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like the people
Simpson.
that's coming through our chat, it's like they just want to go to Cheetah. They want to be out. Like that's it.
I mean, well, yeah. I think, again, man, you attract the energy that you distribute. So if that's what they attract, then they should probably look within. You know what I'm saying? And
Tell them to stop
and be the change they
spoiling
want
it
to
for
see.
you, like.
Stop going to Cheetah. You'll stop meeting people that only want to go to Cheetah. You know what I'm saying?
There's good food over there.
See what I'm saying? See, look.
That's all they told
See
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, girl, go to Chile. They got good wine.
Now, Dro, you took a step back, man. You took a step back. You ain't put out albums since what, 2015?
Took a step back. Yeah, I mean, like, as far as putting out albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Well, over that period of time, I still put out like little pieces of projects and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think we did. After that, we had TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Put out TikTok, and then I went into rehab and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I've been rebuilding myself as a person.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I felt like I should dig into the inside of me and find out what I have to give to the public. You know what I mean?
You don't have to use that voice, Dro. You're not on Dr. Phil.
That's it, fine now.
Listen, it already came out your glasses. If this is your voice, if this is, you go ahead. Don't let
listen,
them.
I had to find the good in myself. I think
If I may introduce everybody to the world, this is Sober Dro.
I think it's good in all people. You feel what I'm saying? And if nobody can find the good in you or see the good in you, I think you should give them a hug and tell them life is difficult for the blind, you know?
That's real.
He had to dig deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had to dig deep.
When did you decide, or what got you into rehab? When was that calling and said, this is the time? Because, I mean, for my whole career, I would see Dro in the club with me every week, and Dro is performing. Dro is at every stage. You were the epitome of an artist because you were out.
Yeah. Well, I got tired, like, of the same things, like, you know what I mean? Like, over and over again, getting high and saying I'm not getting high and, you know, repeating the same.
Laughing like hell at this man's struggle. This man talking about it real, overcoming the real struggle. This man back in there.
I will ask you, because your crew just do nothing but laugh. Like, even this now, T.I.'s like, welcome to Sober Dro. Like, nobody takes it serious.
But you know what, though?
What you say?
A bad pill got him. He let it all go after that bad pill.
Bad pill got him.
Actually, three.
He's telling the truth. Like, but you know, it was more than that. It was actually I overdosed. You feel what I'm saying? And I used this platform with the thank God to.
Man, what's wrong with you, man?
That's funny.
What's wrong with you? He laughing in the background.
Man,
That's your brother, right? That's your brother.
Crazy, man.
He's a mechanic.
K-Dub.
He's a mechanic. The mechanics always laugh at stuff.
K-Dub is a dastardly individual, man.
So go ahead. So you almost overdosed.
Yo, I did.
No.
You know what I mean? And all of these things happened. The overdose. My daughter was on drugs, and you know, career-wise, I wasn't where I wanted to be.
What is this? What's up with your man?
Hey, you finna get slapped, man. I mean, we cool, but I slapped the shit out you by laughing.
Oh man.
I'm just telling you, we
Hey, you
cool.
ain't gonna slap me now.
Now, what you want to do?
Hey, you ain't gonna slap me, Joe.
What you want to do?
You gonna hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Don't let him take you out of your right.
Sober Dro. Come on, man.
I can do
Yeah, I'm
what I
here for Bankhead though.
I can do
Like,
what I want to do.
Hey, listen.
Hey, man, you
Hey, listen. Hey, both of y'all. All y'all. Everybody came in this motherfucker with me.
I ain't gonna go with you.
Hey, look. Everybody came in the motherfucker with me. Hey, look, everybody came in the motherfucker with me. Hey, look, remember who you came in. Remember what we doing here, man. Come on, man. Let's get this shit together, bro. All right?
All right.
I'm sorry, guys.
And first of all, Joe, congratulations on being 2 years sober.
Yeah, like I was saying.
3, actually.
3. I'm approaching 4. You feel what I'm saying? So, like all of these things happened to where it made me want to actually seek something better. You know what I mean? So when I took myself to rehab out in LA, did a couple months out there, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I got back out, and I was still tempted to live that kind of life, but I saw what was in front of me, and I was like, this is more valuable than what's behind me.
What gave you the courage, I would say, to be able to talk about it, right? Because, you know, some people look about it as it's embarrassing, and then some people will say, you know, it could actually help people that's going through the same thing that you're actually going through or that you dealt with, you know?
I mean, with the support team, you feel what I'm saying? Because the first time it happened, we had like an intervention, and he came out.
You mean first time, like overdose first time? Or
I need to know what a
rehab
Grand
first
Hustle
time?
intervention looks like. I
Man,
really do.
he came over there, hey, Palmer. I'm like, bro, I'm delicate right now. You feel? But I mean, like, the love I got and the support I got, it made me feel safe. It made me feel safe. And, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I do feel ashamed, you know what I'm saying, at first, you know what I mean?
Why? It's a disease. There ain't nothing to be ashamed about.
But because, like, you don't supposed to let nobody see you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We always talk like, you know what I'm saying, once you find yourself in that position and your brother call you out on it, you be hoping that you can get rid of it before he come and check me. But when he come check me on it, I get mad at myself and be like, damn, I supposed to got straight before, you know what I mean, my manager would come, or if he would come, you feel what I'm saying? So it was a walk.
Now the odd thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, and we've had this conversation before, like, is long as we was battling his addiction, long as he was on drugs, I never actually saw him do drugs. I never saw it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So whatever he was doing, he'd do it. And I don't know whether he was high while he was around me or not. But
I was.
but what I'm saying is, while we was around each other, it was still this, and it was still like this. So when I went to him, I didn't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? But I was concerned. So I'm like, hey, man, I can't even fuck with you like that, man. Did what you gonna do, bro. Did what you gonna do, bro. I ain't finna sit around and watch you do this. I ain't gonna do it.
I feel like I remember that period when it feel like you was giving Dro tough love. Like you had to put him to the side. You didn't cut him off.
I didn't put him to the side. I just told him, man, you gonna I can't just continue to support you deteriorate, destroying yourself. You got to, and he was like, man, all right, I got it. Cause the funniest thing, that man told me, cause when he overdosed, so wait a minute now, stop. I'm trying to be. Hey man, stop, bro. Look, man. Okay.
You and Charlamagne the same. You know that. When I go through my problems or whatever it is, he laughing.
Nah, man,
I'm like,
but
it's
look,
not time to laugh.
But no.
But it helped me through it though. I ain't gonna
But
front.
but look, no. Hear me out. So this is what I'm saying. Now, God bless all of the people who have, you know what I'm saying, who have overcame addiction, and God bless the people who have succumbed to it. And so many of our leaders and so many of our just the heroes of our culture are passing away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, cause the fentanyl epidemic is real.
Yes,
you
sir.
feel me? And we've seen so many people like fall and not make it. That man made it 3 times. 3 times. And the first time they called me, and he was, you know what I'm saying, somewhere with people that I would feel like, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't have the same care to do the things that need to be done, but he still made it. And I could be, you know what I'm saying, that I'm speaking more of the area than I am about the people, you know. But after that, they called me, and I said, hell nah, man, you lying. So I come, I say, bro, man, what's up, bro? He like, man, nothing. I said, what you mean, nothing? Now, something up, what's up? I said, man, I know you ain't gonna fuck around and off yourself. And he say, man, that shit didn't even happen.
I didn't feel like, well, I didn't know what fentanyl was. You feel what I'm saying? To be honest with you, like he said, like it was a crazy pill. Like I wouldn't have asked for, like, hey, look, you got fentanyl. You feel what I'm saying? I just.
What drug was it? Was it
It
perk?
was fentanyl. It was a perk. You know what I mean? So once I took it, I didn't believe it. You feel what I'm saying? So when it happened, I felt like now I'm obligated to tell my story, and so it can help somebody that's in, that's fighting addiction. You know what I mean? We just lost an Atlanta legend to
Rest in peace, Rich
fentanyl.
Homie.
You feel what I'm saying?
Rich
Like,
Homie, that's right.
And for me to be done made it through, I think that, I should use this platform that I have, that
And
he
then
shares with me.
And then it was also after we lost our partner Peanut the Don.
Peanut the Don.
Peanut the Don, like,
I mean,
kind of, he died the same
Same
way.
way.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a calling on this man's life. So when you say, why is he sharing it, I don't think he has a choice.
No.
I feel like he was kind of positioned to survive all the stuff that he survived, and to have the effortless connection with community. You know what I'm saying? If you go anywhere in Atlanta, you gonna see Dro cousin. I don't give a damn where you go, what part of the city you in. You gonna see somebody who related to Young Dro. And he done been to every high school in the city. He know everybody. And, to have that community tie, but then have this testimony that you can share with these people, and, you know what I'm saying, to inspire and uplift, like that's special. You know what I mean?
Like Dro give Rich Pastor energy.
Rich Pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Dro.
Yes, you do. That's why the Thank God record makes so much sense to me when I hear it.
Yeah, I feel like I have, the ability to give a ministry, not a minister. You know what I mean? Like, like to, being growing up in the church and stuff like that. I just came back to that. You know what I mean? But this right here was a blessing, man. And Tip called and was like, "Hey, I think you should start to tell," because I did a lot of interviews in the beginning, and I didn't want to say it. You know what I mean? But I said it on this track, and I thought that I should say it to God first. You feel what I'm saying? And on that platform.
That was the first time you really made the announcement. People knew that you was clean, but they didn't know like what got you.
They didn't know,
clean.
yeah, like just like the question you asked, what made you? And I used to always beat around it, and I was like, well, I ain't ready to say it yet. You know what I mean? But when he came along and said, I think you should start telling it, I was like, what better way?
How did you feel? How did you feel after you're in the studio and you finally say it? It's on the record. Like, did you feel a weight lifted off of you, or were you anxious about how people would respond to knowing exactly what happened? Or
I felt like a weight lifted off of me because of where we recorded at with Kurt Franklin. I overdosed in that studio.
Wow.
So I think that where I broke myself at, God built me right back up.
was
Did
that
you
a
remember that?
purposely
Yeah.
done thing, or y'all just ended up back at
God
that
just
studio?
it just happened that way. You know what I'm saying? And I was ashamed to go back to the studio, and I was I was talking to God. I was like, I don't want to go back, and he was like, go back in there and watch what I do. You know what I mean?
So you knew you was gonna record this Thank
didn't
God
know.
record, but you didn't even
didn't know that.
Wow.
Well, he was actually at the studio for something else. I think he was working on the PNC album, so he was in the studio for something else. And then I was just like, "Hey, Kurt on the way." He like, "What now? I'm finna do mine now. I'm finna go." You know what I'm saying? So he went on and laid his verse down right then that day. But it was definitely ordained. Like
initially
it was divine.
I was ashamed to go back to the studio because everybody was there. You feel what I'm saying? So when we started working on the PSC album, I just was like, you know what I'm
But see,
saying?
that's something he never even told me. I didn't even know.
I wasn't cool with coming back in there. You feel me? After I've been laid all out on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once I got the opportunity, I just swallowed that, took that walk of shame, went back in there and recorded, not knowing that God was going to rebuild me and give me a platform to actually share with people what happened to me right there and, get the glory out of it. You dig what I'm saying?
Did you hear God in that moment? Did you like?
I heard him in that moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, did you deal with why you needed or why you thought you needed those pills? Was it upset? Was it I wanted to turn up? Did you think you needed it to make a record? Did you deal with that part of it? Because that's the part that scares me with any artist, because it's like you take it feeling like it's gonna take you to someplace else, and it's like, well, what made you feel like I had to take that pill?
It started out with like just having fun and in the hood getting high, but then it made me feel like I needed it to make good music, you know what I'm saying, and actually it just stimulated, and I used to just write crazy, and then it got to the point where like it became an addiction, so that went out the window, music went out the window, And then I was like, oh, well, I needed to, do this and
Just
do
to
that.
live, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, from trauma, you know what I'm saying? Things happened to me when I was younger. You know what I mean? Being shot and introduced to Demerol and addicted to that in the hospital. And, from the way I got whoopings as a child, that trauma, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, we don't talk about that enough, any?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
It's trauma.
Yeah.
I used to have
That's
to,
discipline.
That's
Yeah,
not that
extension cord?
Extension cords and stuff
I used to
like
get beat with an extension cord.
I ain't
Yeah, maybe go take a bath.
I can't speak on
That's
that.
child
I
You
can
ain't
speak on.
learning
I got
nothing,
a
you
whooping with a
still ain't
stitcher
getting on
cord
people
and stuff
I
like
ain't
See
that.
what I'm saying?
We was tied up and beat, but
Tied up.
not but to be honest with you, my family we thought my mama had 5 boys, so it was hard to discipline
Yeah.
5 boys on her own.
Where are you, youngest, oldest, middle?
I'm right after the oldest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when she laid the belt down, and it was necessary because
She had to
all of
control
us are
those
living
boys,
today.
yeah.
None of us are really like that bad of people, and she did the best. But when you whooping like that, you have to be careful about how you do it. And it's cool to whoop your child, and discipline them. But if you're gonna beat the shit out of them, then you might as well get ready for something in them that you don't know about. You know what I mean? Because now that I'm older, she's probably surprised that when she hears this. You feel what I'm saying?
How does that affect you with your kids? How you discipline your kids?
I've recognized it, and I'm not gonna do it to that degree. Right. I'm a straight mind, but I ain't gonna go that far because I don't want the repercussion.
I feel like as far as child discipline is concerned, they just need to know that they can get their ass whooped. You see what I'm saying? You don't always have to whoop their ass, but you got to do it. You got to lay it down one time, and they're like, "Hey, you
remember?
Okay, now you see what I'm saying?" So
See, y'all got boys. I got all girls, so it's different. I don't.
no, you
beat
can't
mine at
really
all.
whoop
Yeah,
your
yeah,
girl,
exactly,
man.
exactly.
You can't whoop your girl.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all
Y'all got.
you got a strong black woman with you.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hey man, I want to apologize to my friend. I got beside myself. I shouldn't have took feelings to that.
It's all
You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't even
That's my
know what
dude
happened.
right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be slapping no goddamn body.
Hey
You know what I'm saying?
man, it's all
That's
good.
my dog. That's my dog.
Hey man,
You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
Hey man, we all here together. We came here together. We gonna leave here together. We gonna grow together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I just had to make that.
so we gonna have good times. We gonna have bad times.
Absolutely.
But one thing we ain't gonna have is no broke times. I'm tell you that.
Never
I'm
again.
tell you that. No sir.
You did say something, Joe. Your daughter was on drugs too. You said?
Yeah, my little girl ended up picking up drugs. But it happened just like how I did it when I was 17, 18. You feel me? And it just played back. And it's the generational curse that, like how my father was. My father picked it up at that age, and he did it for 50 years. You feel me? Then I picked it up, and then I lived that way. Then my little girl, and I was thinking about it. And all of this happened before I went to rehab. The overdose, this and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? So when she did it, I looked at God, and it was just like he had just revealed himself like, hey, I'm here now. It's time to start grabbing this by the reins. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, I was in rehab while she was out. We supposed to went together to get the help. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't ready. But I had to go ahead of her to be an example, And
how's she doing now?
I actually broke this curse in my family because
That's what's up, my brother. That's what's happening.
How is she doing now?
she's good, man. She
Amen.
working at the hospital.
Amen.
We talk all the time. She's doing great,
blessing,
man.
man.
She's clean.
Amen.
You have the It Takes a Village foundation that you do, where you're in the schools talking to the kids. When you're talking to the kids, like, what are you dissecting from your story? Because some of the kids I saw in these videos were really young. So what are the main issues you're seeing with the kids, and how do you take your story and kind of mentor them up a bit?
So what we do is it still takes a village. We're in the communities and in the schools and in the homes, and we do like interventions. And I use what I've been through, and then my manager, Dr. Sierra L, she's been at LPC for 20 years, and she's into mental and behavioral health. You feel what I'm saying? So when we come into a situation, like I try to bring the street part into it. You feel what I'm saying? And let people know, what to do when you're like conflict resolution, if you out in the street and you feeling like you don't want to be no lame and this and that. But sometimes they diagnose these young kids with things that's not wrong with them. You feel me? Oh, they be like, oh, he bipolar, or he mad at, but only thing is he probably be mad at his dad because he wasn't at home, or they don't have nothing to eat, or you know what I'm saying? But we give them we diagnose them with stuff like that. But my partner, she covers that area, and I can tell them about the street part. So we do mentoring and stuff like that. You know.
Do they know when you come in, because the kids are so young? Like, do they know young Dro the artist, or are they just like happy that someone's in the school talking to them that they can relate to?
Well, in Atlanta, 9 times out of 10, I probably done been in that project before.
Got you.
You feel what I'm saying? Or I know
man
their cousin.
everywhere.
Got
Man.
you.
That man know everybody, man.
Yeah.
He gonna look and say, "Hey, man, who your mama is? Who your dad is?" Yeah, man, tell your dad I said what's it like. He one of those kind of people.
But we do want to go across like America for the most part. You feel me? So if you can't identify with who I am as a rapper, you'll identify with, you know, what I've been through. And what I've been through is what a lot of youth go through, you know what I mean, whether black, white, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you've been through, if you done been through the trenches before, I have trenches stories, and I have an outcome that, you know, I made it out. You know what I'm saying?
And you and Dro go way back, right?
Yeah, we done been through some shit, man. I ain't
When y'all
gonna lie
first
to
met,
you,
middle
bro.
school?
Nah. I ain't know him in middle
about
school.
17,
man.
17.
Yeah, we were probably right at the dropout age. You know what I'm saying?
Dropout
I got
age
kicked
sounds
out. I
crazy.
just didn't voluntarily drop
I
out.
got, hey man, so me too though. I got kicked out of Riverdale Middle. So my mama moved me from the west side to what was at that time the suburbs. And King hate when I call it the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? He hate that. That's where me and him fall out back. Cause he really is Southside. That's his area where he grew up and lived. And he like, ain't no suburb, man. Like, well, it was when I moved there, you know. So,
Y'all had Jay got y'all voucher?
nah, we had about.
We had Jay got out.
We had moved from
What was the voucher?
The housing
Section 8,
voucher.
Section 8
man.
voucher.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Voucher.
So and these was some real good apartments.
They had carpet.
Yeah,
AC.
everything, man. It went Central AC.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we moved out there, I was there. I had been there since 8th grade.
Y'all got y'all voucher early.
Yeah, so I had a voucher before then. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
look.
Yeah. Then I'm Section 8 food stamp baby, man.
Yes,
You hear me?
yes, indeed.
I don't know nothing about the EBT. I remember snatching the
Yeah.
food stamps out the
The
book.
brown,
You
the
know what
brown
I'm
dollar,
saying?
the brown
The
one,
yellow,
and the
the
purple
yellow
5 and the
blue.
green
Hey,
10.
we had blues back then.
Yeah,
we were
blue.
spinning blues back then.
Yeah.
But nah, so 8th grade, I moved out there, and then, you know, I was going back and forth when I got kicked out of Riverdale High School for inciting the race war. Actually, I got kicked out of
Inciting
all
what?
a race war. I got kicked out of all Clayton County
He
schools.
said that like he was at
Like
race
with
walk.
the-
Nah,
I
it
do this all the
was.
time. Race walk.
That's really what they called it. That's what they called it. But what happened was, me and my partner Boo was in school suspension, and then, you know what I'm saying, it was a white boy that called us a nigga, and we got to getting on his ass. And then, you know, his sister came around the corner, and she called us some niggas too. Get out my brother, nigga. And we got to kick her ass. And then everybody was getting out of school, like, and it was just black people fight white people. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. The white teachers jumped in.
No.
Yeah, man. The white teacher, well, you know how you supposed to be breaking up a fight. They be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember that. And after the melee, you know, didn't nobody get kicked out but me and Boo. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I went back to the west side for a minute, got in a whole lot of trouble. Caught my first case. Well, my first case as an adult, and so I was dealing with that. So I had to move back with my mama. And around then, that's when I was like 16, 17 years old, and that's when Dro had moved out there. And so then it was like we two West Side guys just out here, and we just clicked.
It
Instantly.
was sweet out there, man.
Yeah, it was.
Our Knicks went for like 30.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It ain't lying.
we used to literally
Good
go.
time, man.
We used to literally go to Jonesboro South, which was like Thug Hood.
Mm-hmm.
We used to literally go to Jonesboro South and buy dime bags of weed that we drove back to our side of town and sold them for $30, $40. You know, it was really that sweet. But anyway, that's not. And I'm not. We are not. Let's not.
not glorifying. You just telling
let's
your
not
life.
promote.
Let's
Let's not
promote.
promote this. This is just a testimonial. This is our testimony. We lived through this, and we earned the right to speak on it. Don't try it.
You remember
'Cause
y'all
the
first
dimes
meeting?
are not that big no more. They don't, so it ain't gonna work today.
You remember the first time y'all met each other? Like,
Well, that would be on me because he was already there. So it was just this apartment that was just booming. I kept saying all the cars. You know, when you get there, you be like, "Where's that?" You know what I'm saying? When you move somewhere, you be like, "Where's that, man?" You feel me? And then I just kept saying, and then, you know, he serving out the window. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my partner knew him. The other little partner I met named Ben, he knew him. You know what I'm saying? And we just and I ended up going over there, and I knew the way he talked was like how we talk. How he was moving is like how we move, because we were from Bankhead. You feel me? It seemed like we was destined to meet because we was on one side of town. I was in Bankhead Court. He was up the street in Center Hill. Then we moved to Riverdale. Then, you know what I'm saying, not even knowing that this was going to come together. You know what I'm saying? But it was all.
And I also had like a little studio. So I was selling dope, but I also had a little studio in my room, right? So and Dro could rap, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we'll be rapping and shit. And I had like a keyboard with some little speakers and shit. So I'd be doing my beat and cutting up my dope at the same time. And Dro like, man, what you trying to do? I said, man, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm cutting my goddamn ounces up. He like, I can't tell you wanna be no damn rapper. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how we bonded. Cause he wasn't really selling dope. Like he was out there and in the mix, but he didn't for some reason have no interest. He really wanted to be a rapper. Like he was really, really, really serious about it. And he got a deal before I did.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dro had a deal. He had two deals.
Who came
No,
to you
I'm
first?
lying. You signed up. I'm about to say it wrong. Raheem the Dream.
Raheem the Dream.
Yep.
I was on the radio. Like one day he was at the radio station, and I called up there, but I was already on the radio. I think you were putting out I'm Serious or something like that. And I called in. And he was like, "Yeah, this Dro." She was like, "Dro." And I was like, "Nigga, this Dewan." And he was like, "Dewan?" He was like, "You Dro?" I was like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? But I was already on the radio by then.
Yeah.
So when did you meet? So you met KP is the one who really got you. KP right there.
Yeah, KP. He I met KP through Jason. Jason took me. Jason, DJ Toomp, and my cousin Toot. God bless him. They took me at an intervention because when I told you I caught that dope case, they put me on 7 years of probation. I was 17 years old at the time, but me and Toomp, Toot, and Jay, all us had put our money together to work on like a demo, you know what I mean? And so they gave, but I had just found out that I was about to have my first child. So after that, in my mind, I'm like, oh no, I can't live like this having no baby. I got to get it together. So I just kind of like, in my mind, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna just sell a whole bunch of dope in a little bit of time and stack me up enough money and do what I need to do. And then, but in the process of doing that, I was like up all times of night, riding the bicycle, all up and down Bankhead, all kinds of, I'm talking about no matter what time you're from 5 in the morning, 8 p.m., 12 p.m., all times of day, I'm just riding my bike up and down with a backpack like a little messenger, and just trapping and saving and trapping and saving. And they had an intervention because they had found out. I was trying not to let them know what I was doing, but I guess word got around, they found that, and they sat me down, was like, hey man, how is we gonna be investing our money in you if you continue to do what you're doing? You get locked up, you already on probation, man, everything we working for is gonna be for nothing. I'm like, man, I got a baby on the way. I tell you what, you take me somewhere right now, man, where I can showcase my talent and I can actually, you know, somewhere that I can actually get a deal and do this professionally, and then you can ask me to stop. I ain't stopping just to be stopping. And then I think Toomp and my cousin were like, man, that's not even reasonable. How can you say something? And then Jason say, I know a place. I say, see, I like him. And so he, at the time, KP's a part of a group called PA, Parental Advisory, Extension Organized, I know it. And they had their own deal with DreamWorks, and they was doing an album, and as it was described to me, the album was supposed to be like the Chronic, how the Chronic had a bunch of unknown guys, and Dre was doing the beats, and so they was looking for talent. They were looking for, you know, unknown talent. And so Jason called him and said, man, I got somebody, man, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be harder than anything you listening to. And so they said, bring him. So we went that same night. We went, and KP wasn't there, but the other two members, Mello and Reese, they were there. And I think Mello played a beat, and Reese was like, you can rap on that? I said, can I rap? Man, what a booth. So I go straight in the booth, one take it. They were like, where you been? I like, shit, ride my bike up and down. And then they told KP about me, and they told me about KP, and I gave my beeper number, Yeah, that's how long ago
My
this was.
beeper
My
number.
beeper
Wow.
number. I gave him my
You know what a
beeper
beeper
number.
is, right, Lauren?
Stop playing.
Just making sure.
So it was about 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, exactly, just like I thought. Nothing happened. I'm back on my bike, and I got a page, you know, I got a page with no code, and that was strange. You know what I'm saying? Because all my pages came with codes, so I know where to go and what to bring with me. And so I rode down to the payphone. Still, again, show you how long ago this was. So I rode down to the payphone and called and said, LaFace Records. Thank you. I said, who the fuck wants some dope at LaFace Records? And somebody at Page tip. And then it was like, oh, it must have been KP. And then I was like, KP? And then he was like, yo, you was in the studio with Reese and Mello, man, and I'm KP. That's my group, and you know, I got a record label, Ghetto Vision, and we going out to the Source Awards in LA. We want to know if you want to come. I'm like, who going? He's like, just, you know, me. And you know, KP, he has this way of that's like throwing away some very, very monumental moments. Like, oh man, just me, Outkast, Goody Mob, Cool Breeze, Young Bloods, you know, we're just gonna go hang. I say, all right, let me check my schedule. Let me see what I got to do. Okay, yeah, I'm free, man. I think I can make it. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I got to get up enough money to get out here, so I could take care of myself and handle myself like a player. So I went and got. I was getting Two and a Baby at the time, so I paid for my re-up, but then I told him to front me another one on top of that. You know, so I had me a little four-way. And so I sold half of it, had the money, put the rest of it back. So when I said, when I come back, I'm gonna trap this, and then that'll be my re-up, you know what I'm saying, for my net load. So I went out there, man, I ended up freestyling on the tour bus with Goody Mob and Outkast. I ended up doing the camera blocking. Kakubri was driving from Atlanta to L.A.
The tour bus?
No, you driving his car.
Wow.
He didn't fly.
A van.
He didn't fly, so he drove from Atlanta to L.A. and made it. But missed the camera blocking, so they say, man, we need somebody to do the camera blocking for Cool Breeze part on Watch for the Hook. I know the song.
Wow.
Man, so I ended up on the stage with Outkast, Goody Mob, Witch Doctor, and you know, Backbone, the whole Organized Noise, Rico Wade, man, everybody. And everybody like embraced me and said, like, where you from, bro? I'm like, man, I'm from Atlanta. No, where you from, bro? I'm like, man, I'm from the West Side. Well, Bankhead. Well, nigga, Center Hill, Baker Road, what's up, bro? They were like, oh, shouted from the town, for real. And I remember then when I really felt like I had made it, right? So we came back, I think maybe from camera blocking or maybe from some official thing where everybody went to. Came back, was all in the lobby of the hotel. And I'm looking this way at CeeLo, Cujo. I'm looking this way at Big Boy and Dre. Of course, Dre went straight to his room. You know what I'm saying? But everybody just hanging out, right? And then, you know, I was always kind of like, I just had a way with attracting ladies and stuff. And, you know, of course, a group of niggas, everybody was like, man, where the girls at? Where the girl? So I was like, man, you know, I go to, and we was right across the street from the Beverly Center. At the Sofitel, right across the street from the Beverly Center in LA. I was like, man, I can go to the mall, get some girls. They ain't nothing. So me and KP went to the mall. But then where we were finna go, I remember Big Boy said, hey man, yeah, when you get back, man, come on up to the room, man, blow one, man. I say, huh? Big Boy from Outkast just told me to come smoke one with him. Man, hell yeah. So we come back. I go knock on Big Boy room, smoking, and we chilling and talking. And I'm like, man, nigga, I have made it. I'm in here smoking with Big Boy from Outkast, and I just freestyled with CeeLo, and man, I went back home. I gave that dope away. I didn't want to sell no more dope no more. I told my plug, I said, hey, bro, I finna do the rap shit, so I ain't got your money right now. I hadn't spent all the money that I had. I ain't got your money right now. I don't even want to risk it. He said, you know what, bro? You don't owe me nothing, long as you doing that. But you get back in the game, I want my money. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever go back and get money, or then you
I didn't. Nah. He had called a case, man. He had called a case, and he was gone before I could goddamn get to him.
You know, this week was 23 years of I'm Serious. I'm Serious came out October 9th, 2001.
God damn. Okay, and this was 2 years before that, so this was 25 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah. So won't he do it? Thank God.
I was just thinking, like, what's your conversations with God? Like, y'all stories
Man,
are
God in my
I've
partner.
been seeing that.
amazing.
God
Like
in my partner.
the
Tip
blessing,
cover.
yes. Like
Man.
wow.
Dro cover too, but tip cover.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I'm super
think,
covered.
Yeah, I think we both are. That's kind of why I think we kind of we understand the position that the other. I understand his position. He understand my position. I understand. Like I know that God got His hand on him because I can see it. And
Man, I'm on borrowed time. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be sitting right here doing this interview. Ain't
I saw
no
him.
amount of money.
I
that can
saw
pay
him
for that.
lifeless. I saw him. I saw it with my own
There's
eyes.
no amount of money
Not,
you can pay
not
for
in
that.
person, but my son, like the money, was actually the one that walked in and saw it. He FaceTime me, say, "Hey, what's up with Dro? I'm trying to wake him up. He won't wake up." And I'm like, Dro, hey man.
That's what woke me up. I was like, this nigga's so annoying. Even in my overdose, he was annoying.
FaceTime.
Like,
What are you talking about, Dro?
Get your ass up, man.
pun.
Get your ass up, man.
He said, then I heard something. He said, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. What do you mean?
And all he was doing was, it was like he was trying to talk back, but he couldn't talk
Couldn't
back.
talk.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, go and call the ambulance, man. And you know what I'm saying? They said if the money hadn't,
Yeah, the money was actually,
there
my
when he
nephew
did.
actually,
Wow.
he did this.
That's
CPR
God.
thing,
Talk about a
pressure.
family
You know what I'm
affair.
saying?
God damn.
How old was
So
he?
Damani was doing CPR
Yeah,
on
how
you?
old was he performing
Yeah,
CPR?
he almost broke my chest cavity.
Did he know? He knew how to do CPR.
Yeah,
when I
Wow.
was up and I came to, I was like, my chest is killing me. He was like, nigga, that's all I got. You gonna be dead or ain't do all that.
How old
So-
was Damani at that age?
He might have been 19.
Wow.
Okay.
And you taught Damani CPR.
Now
that
we all
early?
did. So back, cause my sister Precious,
I
she
need
used
to
to
do that,
have,
man,
she used
with
to
my
have, she used to have asthma attacks all the time, and so because she had asthma attack all the time, she was living in the house with her. We never didn't want one of the kids. Actually, somebody did walk in while she was having an asthma attack and didn't know what to do, and that what prompted us to get everybody some CPR training.
Wow.
I don't know if everybody remember it, you know what I'm saying, but obviously he did.
Yeah, to say I'm covered is an understatement. I have something to do.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a
I
purpose.
it's something I have
That's how I
to do.
feel too, bro. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's a purpose. God got me here because I could. Man, you remember that shootout we was in? We was in? Hey, bro, listen to me.
How do y'all remember shootouts? You've been in several.
I was actually healing up from a gunshot wound. You feel what I'm saying? So I still had staples in my stomach, that was healing up. And
Hey, look,
these cats.
It was so funny, bro. Look, man. Shout out, we were really going to fight these dudes, right? Because, I was sending.
What TI was this? Was this before sign? This was
this
the
was before.
This platinum TI.
No,
I
we
ain't touched
ain't-
no.
we-
No,
we wasn't no rappers.
Oh, okay.
I ain't touched no dope. I ain't touched no dope since that day. I ain't touched no dope. You know what I'm saying? I might have seen a little bit, but I ain't touched it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so they was telling on me because I guess they had just moved out there, and I guess they wanted to get in and have their little motion, and I already had all the motion in the apartments, and so they were telling the police, and it was a particular police officer that was cool. I ain't gonna say no name, but he used to buy weed from us. And you know what I'm saying? When he buying the little weed and stuff, he was like, hey man, them folk up there, man, them folk telling people down there about you. That? I'm like, I know you lied. And so I walk up, seeing them probably the next day and tap on the window and say, hey bro, you know what happened when, folks saying my name at police station, you know what happened where I'm from, right? And he just rode the window up and pulled off. And so, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I know what to do about this. So me and I went and got all my partner from the west side.
Man, we had dog chains. We wanted to fight.
And we came to
We
fight.
think we
We
finna
had
fight.
pistols, but we were, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a little lad whipping, just teaching her a little spanking. And so, I went to Dro house and we walking down the hill smoking, and we said, there they go right there.
But these
And
niggas,
we walking up there, look, we walk up there, this nigga walking out the shadows, it's big.
they had
football
on gold
playing
gym.
ass
They
niggas.
look like gold
I said,
gym.
but
Like
these
they
niggas grown. These niggas look like
Lee Haney type.
Wait a motherfucking minute, man. No. Hey, man, let's switch to the other plan.
No, he was like, but hell no.
So we
Dro said it was like Gold's gym logo.
So we up the fight, started blabbing. Man, this nigga drove, the shootout's going this way, right? Do you know this nigga Dro ran straight through here just like that? Turned and looked at me. I said, what the fuck? fuck are you doing?
No shirt on. I was like, this chain ain't gonna help this. Like, dude, them were big, them motherfucker, man.
I'm like, why is you running this way, bro? Hey, man, that shit was funny in here. Then get what? We all went back. So after the shootout, everybody break out, go their own way. We all make our way back to Dro's house, because that's where we left from. We made it back to Dro's apartment, and in the apartments, it's a building. You walk in the building, there's 2 apartments downstairs, a stairway upstairs, and 2 apartments upstairs. So we go in the building, we knock on the door, and we could hear the police, so we laying down, we knocking on the door. Joe mama say, hell no, don't bring that shit in here. Y'all ain't coming in here. You stay your ass out there.
So we said, everybody lined up on the step. We trying to, mama, you got to let us in. Y'all ain't coming in here. I'm like, Lord have mercy, let us in. So now when she let us in, all of us laying on the floor while the apartments is being flooded with police. And mind you, every time me and him get together, they end up kicking in the door or the police come and they try to take us away. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all get together like this, right?
They always tried to separate it. They always tried to.
But when y'all get together like this in these moments, right? And one moment that's coming to mind is at the MTV Awards. When y'all came out and performed Shoulder Lean, but then you did what you know about that by yourself. Being that y'all done been through all of those life or death situations and all of that type of shit, and then what is y'all mindset when y'all in those moments? Y'all just look at each other and laugh like, God,
we don't really think about it until we don't talk about it until like now. We just, if we weren't here, we probably we create new moments.
Word,
you know what I'm saying?
Word.
The next moment is probably what we thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Rebuilding, creating new moments is the thing.
Yeah.
And we watch black people get their IP stolen all the time. Likeness gets stolen all the time. And it's usually big fish eats little fish with these corporations. What made you want to go to war with that corporation?
Numerous times too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very, very clear, concise with my messaging. I'm gonna be honest and direct. I did not want to. It was my wife. My wife was the one. Yeah, she was the one who was pressing the hell out the issue. I'm talking about she kept pressing the hell out the issue, and I'm glad she did. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she did. God bless. You know, that's what marriage is for.
Yes,
absolutely. And I think it was her tenacity, and now I saw it, but I just didn't see how we could just keep pushing it like that. And that shit was costly. You know what I'm saying? We were probably like $3.5 million in. And every time we go back to court, it's another 7-figure bill. And then the last time we had lost the case, for whatever reason. And then he had the nerve to send me his bill. I said, I know you fucking lying. And then the law changed that said that the First Amendment could no longer protect, when it comes to likeness, and so on. So I think it was some kind of Jack Daniels case where it was a little puppy, a little dog a little Jack Russell dog, and I think it had something similar to Jack Daniels on it, and they thought that they could do that, and Jack Daniels, the whiskey, was like, no, y'all can't do that. It's like, no, it's a parody, and we protected under the First Amendment, and the Supreme Court ruled, no, you're not. And that's what got us back in court. Wow. The judge said, okay, well, this law changed, so we have to go and we have to revisit this all over again. And thank God, we did, and the judge was extremely fair, and I think that the jury that we had could see through a lot of the shenanigans and nonsense that the other side was trying to pull. Although I understand the other side's position. This guy, he's a billionaire, right? Yeah. And I'm sure he not in that motherfucker looking every day at who dogs and trying to say what. So I'm sure there's some people who he had put in position who probably didn't want to do some work.
Right.
And just said, you know what, I could just take this and do this and then that. He won't know, and he probably didn't.
Then,
but now, hey.
The crazy thing is, they probably would have offered you guys a deal. You guys probably would have did a deal with them back in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, like at the beginning, we've had several mediation, and he just never wanted to come to the table and mediate. You know what I'm saying? He never even thought that he even had to consider, like resolving this.
Wow.
I mean, I get because, like you say, corporations do it all the time. I get people are so used to it, it's become the norm. He didn't think that it deserved any consideration. Luckily, the judge and the jury thought different.
What was your first thought when the ruling came down for the window? Like, what was your first thought?
Thank God.
Man, that's it. I was with KP actually. And we were actually, and I was filming. Like I didn't make it to the day for the court. When the deliberation was handed down.
So you must have thought you were gonna lose then. If you wasn't there.
I had to shoot a movie. We just got through shooting Apartments Part 2, and as a director, I got to be there. I can't. I took 1 week off, and they said it was gonna be done that week, and then the next week, like it was supposed to be done by Friday. They went into deliberation on Friday and were supposed to come back Friday with the verdict, but they didn't. So they said it's gonna be Monday. I said, man, I can't come back Monday. I got to go back to work. So I did, and I'm on the phone. And I'm listening. I'm like, and we still shooting too. We still supposed to be filming. It was a shot. I said, man, y'all handle it. No, he said, you handle it. I'm like, cut. Hey man, yeah, cause I walked off in the middle of a scene, and so they still going. They like, hey, deal. I was like, man, shh. And then KP said, I cut.
I can tell you how I felt. I was like, you remember what we had talked about? Make sure you give me my little piece. That's all I need.
But I didn't know no number. I was listening, and I heard them say, that like the first infringement or so on and so forth. And they would talk. It went down the list of dolls, which one did, which one didn't. But then I heard a number. I heard 17-point-some million. I say 17 million. Out loud. Yeah, I did. I say 17 million. And everybody look at me and say, huh? And so I hung up the phone, and then we had to go fly to Vegas to do a show. Arizona. We had to fly to Arizona to do a show. And while we on the plane, they went back into deliberation for punitive damages. And then they came back with the punitive. They said 53 million. 53 million, say plus the 17. I said, goddamn.
Turn the plane around.
Look at God.
Turn the plane around.
I said,
And
God,
I text again. I was like, don't forget that piece.
I said, man, you better stop showing out like this, God. You better stop showing out like this now.
And them lawsuits are tax-free, so there's no taxes taken.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
see,
damn.
Don't put that out there like that. Now, the actual damages, for the actual damages, there are no taxes because the taxes. So actual damages are, whatever dolls that they say look the most like the girls, what those dolls made. So those are actual damages, and the taxes were already put into they were taken from the gross before this, so the taxes were paid on this money. So on this, no, but on the punitive, you do have to pay taxes.
Shit, it's still a come up. Still
I mean, man, no, it's a blessing.
A blessing. Yeah, right. You're right. A blessing. You're right.
Downgrade.
Words matter. You're right.
Demoted. It's a lick.
It's a blessing.
Come on now. This is a blessing, sir.
You're right.
Yeah, but even more so, I love to see like my daughter and my nieces, like they also like they straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw people saying that on social media. They was like, I hope they get a girl son. I'm like, what kind of stupid ass statement is that?
It's they fight. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like for them to be vindicated and, to come out victorious and to see that if you stand up for something, you know what I'm saying, and you know that, in your heart truly that you fighting for what's yours, the outcome is gonna be victorious as long as you claim it, believe it, and let God lead the way. I'm happy to be a part of the process of allowing them to see that.
Wow. Now sometimes these
and there's some more paper in there now. I'm gonna just tell you, there's some more because there's some more dolls that came up that look like other celebrities. I'm just telling you, there's some more money out there. Some money out there.
Let me look on the site, see if anything look like me.
I'm telling you.
Now these corporations do get to retaliating sometimes.
Nah, I mean, they have the right to appeal, and they can exercise their right. Then that'll open the door for trademark. So trademark means now we looking at all the dolls. So if you want to open up the door for trademark, you go ahead open up the door for trademark. Go on and appeal. Now that 73 could turn to 2-3 Bs. So go ahead, open it up. Do your thing.
They got it.
I
They
mean,
gotta
but
just
I
pay.
mean, you know, or you could just come on with that 70 right now. That's right.
Now,
Don't
Dro,
forget
I
me.
saw Duval post you, man. You was at a show the other day. I forgot where y'all performing at.
Community service.
Community service. And he said he said that you just one of the best performers, one of the best lyricists out there. Which people feel? How did that make you feel?
Oh, it made me feel good, man. It's long overdue. I've always thought that the talent and the craft, I've always had respect for it, and you know, to get my flowers for it, man, is long overdue. You know what I mean? I feel like that if you love the craft and respect it like the way I do, because people can get your music, to get your album or whatever, and that's one thing for somebody to have your album. But I think that once the album die down, and then it just only depends on your talent and what you have to offer in a live show. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh well, I want to see Dro perform live. You know what I mean? Because Shouted live show crazy. I had the CD, but once I met him in person and I seen it live, it carries. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it, man.
What will Dro's new music sound like? You know what I mean? Because you see Kendrick put out the party was the Party Must Die record, and we hear what Lecrae been saying, and D1 how they want more positive messages in the music. Is it gonna be that? Like, you gonna really give the ministry?
Most definitely, I'm going to make sure that I set aside time and use my vocals to put back into what happened to me. You know what I mean? And use it for like a positive outlook on things. But I will not stop telling my truth and what's happening to us as a community and what society is, has to offer us. You know what I mean? Like, I won't shy away from telling you how I took a pill that killed me. I won't shy away from telling you that they serving them. You feel me? I won't shy away from telling you that most of the things that we do in the hood comes from like drug use. Like, a lot of things that go on in the hood, man, people be using drugs, and with the mental state that we have, man, we out here doing the wrong stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I won't shy away from that. And I also use my platform to do songs with people like Dietrich Haddon, like Run Out of Time, you know what I mean? And 1K Few, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now, T.I., I got to ask. Now, you recently said, I will raise this child to torture you the way you tortured me. Talk about King about to have his first child. Is that true?
I mean, listen, man.
Because he seems like the child that gave you the most problems.
Man, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it a buck. King is, he's he's always been a rambunctious, outgoing, energetic child. You know what I'm saying? But just to be honest, he is compared to me and the shit that I did, and how he ain't really gave them kinds of problems. You know what I'm saying? He gave something that might resemble, like it could, become that, but he ain't never, did the kind of shit that I was doing, that I know about. So I can't say that, he just gave me a whole lot of problems. But the problem that he did get, he gonna get them back. 'Cause he gonna have a son, and his son. I'm just telling you now. I'm just telling you. And he gonna understand. He gonna understand what it means. He can't used to do shit like. Let me tell you something. So I put, Major, and I want to put Major and King in like one of the best schools in Atlanta, Woodward. And we went, and Deja had already went to Woodward. And so now, it was time for Major to find him a new school. And I'm like, well, we put Major there, we'll put King there with him. So we'll take Major and King, and we do the test. You had to have that, the consultation, and they had the kid take a test and what have you.
Yep.
Major passed, flying colors, and they was like, Major, I'm sure we find a spot for him. He's definitely with material. He say, but your other son, is he okay?
Is he okay?
I said, what you mean, is he okay? He said, these are the lowest test scores we've ever seen. This man that went in here and intentionally failed the
on
test.
purpose, that's
so
right.
He wouldn't have to go to private school, man. He wanted to stay in public school out there with his friend. And so that's the kind of shit he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't bad, but it like,
It actually shows his genius.
It does.
In a crazy way, that shows his genius.
does.
I know how to stick around. I know how to be where I want to be.
He still didn't get to be where he wanted to be. I sent him way on the other side of town to another school that he couldn't stand, you know, but he made through, he stuck through it, and you know what I'm saying? And then COVID happened, and so that kind of shined on him.
Now there was another video of you and Boosie talking to your sons about the video with the firearms in it. So how was that conversation? Because I know he was just like, Dad, come on, Dad.
Yeah. Man, he don't never like he always look at me like, bruh, coming from you.
Do you know your
You
life?
know what I mean? Like that. How I'm like, nah. You didn't even know me back then. You feel me? But he done heard a lot of stories. Like, you know, just like me and Dro sit around and talk about it, and then he hear my other uncles and aunties and my mama talk about how they had to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? So he like, how's you gonna come tell me anything? And I'm like, nigga, like this. You know what I'm saying? But that's actually a part of a show that we remember. Me, Boosie, King, and Tootie. So that was a part of a show. But it was a real video, and we did actually like. I think the camera people knew what was going on, but they didn't necessarily tell us. So when we walked up, we were kind of really kind of in shock a little bit for real. We knew we were coming to film, but we didn't know that this was gonna be it. You know, I thought it was gonna be more so just like them using our cars and you know trying to imitate a life today. But I ain't know, nigga, I ain't know y'all finna do all this. You know, so that was a real moment. But
You look like you was running off. You was like, I can't be nowhere around this. I'm out of
I
here.
had to, yeah. And man, one of the funny part, I don't know if this is on the clip that was shown. One of the funny part is, Boosie looked at one and said, "Hey, you, yeah, see, you been hanging around a lot.
Oh yeah, that's on there.
Yeah, you gonna have to pay. You gonna have to pay your dues. Like you know what I'm saying. But all these things, I feel like it's important. And I feel like I'm gonna put the cause we did like a pilot episode. I'm gonna put it out because I think it's important. As I watch it again, we sitting down and we are as two black men, we are fellowshipping and collectively, as well as individually, dealing with raising our sons into to be strong black men. And it's one part, man. Well, me and Boosie talking. And he just said straight up, man, look, man, I don't want to see my son in prison. I don't want to go visit my son in no damn jail. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, man, I get it. And he like, man, I want to take it there with him. I said, no, you can't take it there with him. That ain't
taking it with him.
I don't know. But Boosie said it, so she could mean anything. Yeah, I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna do it. And so just us feeding off of one another's wisdom and experience and using it to benefit how we deal with our sons, that's something that the rest of the world need to see.
Absolutely.
How do y'all deal with the significant others of, because like I know Damani has a baby now, King, the baby shower went viral. Like what is like the parental check in the household with?
What that mean?
Like that when they bring like their girlfriends home, or you like
I stay out their business. I don't do that. I don't get into that. Like who they dating and what, that ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? That's one less thing for me to have to worry about. I don't really deal with that. I just make sure that they being respectful and that they being respected. You know what I'm saying? Like that really, and that's really all that matter to me. You know what I'm saying? That the respect level is there, that everybody being treated fairly. You know, and after that, you know, whether the love lasts forever or whether it's only here for a period of time, as long as the respect has been there, that's all that's important to me.
Well, let's get into the single right now.
Let's go.
Thank God.
Yes, thank God, and we appreciate you brothers for joining us.
Y'all got a radio show. Y'all ain't played no damn music. When they gonna ever play some music?
Well, we appreciate you brothers for joining us.
Right on, man. We appreciate y'all, man. And one more thing, man, because, you know, I just want to say, could y'all please stop telling everybody, you know, exactly how much money I had. Y'all gonna get me wrong. You know what I'm saying?
The coach put it out there.
That's some
Everybody
bullshit.
don't read
Tiny
though.
went live after the.
She did.
She was live.
The coach put that out there
But
too.
hey, put the bills out there.
Put the bills out there too.
Put the bills
You
out
send me
there.
a
I'm gonna
financial
post some
breakdown.
bills.
I got you.
You for real?
I got you. Send me
Okay,
a breakdown.
say less.
When we get more music, Dro. What's next? PSC, Dro Solo,
PSC,
Tip Solo? What is it?
yeah, we got some. I'm gonna snag a couple of records that Dro and Tip got together, and that joint project gonna be there. The PSC got a project coming out with DJ Drama. You feel me? Still in the streets, and Dro and Zaytoven got a project coming out called 10-Piece Hot, man. Make sure you bring your blue cheese. You know, so all of that's on the way.
Word.
Well, it's T.I., it's Young Dro. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You did.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.